Well, I have great respect for her. Really quite unbelievable with it because that is a great woman.
Welcome back to the channel where global power moves feel like red carpet reveals. And the House of Windsor is the ultimate list set. Today's tea? A jaw-dropper that had Buckingham buzzing and London sidewalks literally stopping. Picture it. Early September 2025 at Windsor. Cool air, flags snapping, cameras rolling. Marine One lands like a blockbuster entrance. President Donald Trump steps out with Melania paparazzi-proof poise, matching energy for what insiders were already hyping as his most triumphant state visit yet. Front row, King Charles III, Queen Camilla, Prince William and Catherine, all effortless star power. Handshakes done, banquet glows under chandeliers, and then, the twist no one saw coming. Right before wheels up, Trump slows, turns to Catherine, and flashes a sly smile. Out comes a velvet box that screams limited edition history inside. A gift so loaded with symbolism and sparkle it sends shockwaves through the royal household. And the nation. A priceless token from America, with love, whispered to be worth millions. The kind of piece that feels heavy with two countries' future. What made Trump go full headline move? And why Catherine the quiet force reshaping the firm for a new era? Let that sink in. Hit like and subscribe. This is where Palace Whispers meet celebrity drama, and the receipts stay. Rolling, rewind, September 17, 2025. Rare second state visit for Trump, already history book energy. Charles personally invites him, doubling down on the special relationship. Schedule equals stacked. A precision parade 1500 on the march. A glittering banquet with claret-like vintage gossip. Private audiences where business and banter mix. Catherine fresh from a widely cheered return. After health challenges, host with that calm warmth fan stand, reportedly gold on gold. She wears a bespoke long sleeve by Philippa Lepley for the welcome. Hair in an elegant updo catching every flash. Melania pulls a butter yellow, old Hollywood sheath gliding in sync during a scout's visit at Windsor Great Park. They chat family, resilience, real life, body language sleuths later zoom in on micro moments. Catherine's light touch. A shared laugh, genuine rapport inside the protocol. No public confirmation on private words, but the vibe was loud. Under the gloss. A tougher undercurrent. Trump priding domestic wins. Eyeing legacy deals, arrives ready to talk trade and defense. Britain post-Brexit tides, and Charles' sustainability push needs charm with strategy. Enter Catherine, soft power MVP. Her empathy turns friction into chemistry. Insiders say her influence would peak with a farewell that felt less protocol and more personal pledge. But here's the twist. As the week rolls, garden strolls. Gala glow, the connection builds off camera. Reportedly, by a fireside, Trump quips. Catherine's got that star quality, deals happen when she just walks in. Is that confirmed? This has not been independently verified. But the story that mattered was brewing where Windsor's walls keep secrets and frame tomorrow's headlines. Private lunch in the state apartments. Roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, vintage pork. Climate talk, Charles gently nudging green collabs. NATO Trump affirming with gusto. Camilla tours the archives with Melania, love letters of alliance from past presidents. Catherine quietly becomes a linchpin. Day 2, the Natural History Museum. Education and conservation on display. Tailored navy, a floral brooch, clean lines. Her biodiversity notes reportedly land well with the First Lady. She's not just elegant, she's sharp. A White House aide leaks later. Trump's post praise the Willises as class acts. William and Trump bond over golf and dad life on a low-key walk. Catherine uses lighter touch. Kids' anecdotes from Lamrock School, softening the royal bubble. Representatives haven't commented on specifics, but the impression sticks. Palace planners, anticipating Trump's big energy, position Catherine as bridge and bomb. It works. By banquets and speeches celebrating the bond, the room hums with possibility. Then, a quiet sidebar. Trump to Charles, there's a special token for the family. Staff whispers fly. Is this standard gift exchange? Or something else? House of crowd feels the voltage. Live streams spike. Hashtags trend. Fans go feral over Catherine's tiara choice. And still no one predicts the dawn curveball as rotors warm and farewells turn into gasps. Roll back months. After Trump's 2025 inauguration redux, diplomatic circles light up. Britain new government. Fresh slate wants to reset tariffs and tax spats. Charles new reign. Chaotic world frames this visit as a coronation coda, plant the global flag. Catherine's role is curated. Her comeback from candid health updates to a flawless trooping the color recast her as unbreakable. Advisors know Trump praises strong women from past royals to Melania. Pairing them feels inevitable. Reportedly, rehearsals include a wink to William. Let's show them it's not stiff, it's family with flair. Flair arrives. A silk scarf with American wildflowers at the Scouts outing, a quiet nod. An impromptu piano moment with Melania breaks a post-dinner lull. Trump counter-programs with 2019 anecdotes and a little fake news shade. Laughter in the halls, but the stakes are serious. Rumors of a £50 billion clean energy tilt. Whispers of space cooperation, and Catherine's mental health advocacy sparking youth program talk. No public confirmation on numbers. And then the gift. No fanfare. Sunlit anteroom. The delegation's almost out the door. Trump's voice cuts through. For the princess at this house's heart, something from mine. The latch flips. The room freezes. Satin, sparkle. A brooch that reads like a legend. A flawless sapphire, walnut size, ringed with paved diamonds catching light like trapped stars. Set in platinum wings and eagle mid-flight. Not just jewelry, insiders claim. Provenance attached, a 42-carat Burmese sapphire dubbed Eagle's Eye, with storylines tied to Montana's Yogo Gulch. Cut bespoke by Tiffany artisans over 6 months. Flanking stones allegedly mark key US-UK years from 1776 to fresh 2025 accords. On the back, Trump's own engraving to Catherine, Britain's eternal spark from Donald. America's Boldwing, September 2025. This has not been independently verified. Gasps. Charles's hand to his mouth. Camilla's eyes widen. William lets out a stunned laugh. Catherine, steady, brushes the piece. Mr. President, it's breathtaking. Truly beyond words. Melania nods her enamel bowl for Camilla suddenly feels quieter. Experts peg the value north of $5 million because gemstone plus story equals cultural lightning. Reportedly, the news outruns protocol. A discreet staff text to a tabloid. A long lens blur. By noon, headlines scream from the Daily Mail to New York Post. Social media detonates. Hashtag KBro rockets with millions of posts. She's the real MVP of diplomacy, fans declare. Royal watchers dub it the gift that gives back. Palace sources normally Loctite drip details. A modern riff on a 1939 presidential to royal tradition. The White House spins it as gratitude for grace mirroring the sparkle she brings to global stages. Critics claim spin. Supporters say sincerity. Inside the room, time stretches. Catherine pins the eagle to her lapel. The wings seem to lift. Hugs. Reciprocal invites. Then the rotors roar. Marine One rises. Sun hits sapphire flash, but the aftershocks are only starting. The firm loves understatement. This was not that. Triumph of soft power or too much bling. Charles, composed again. Portally whispers to William. She did it again, turned tension into treasure. Across Britain, from pubs to parliament, people lean in for the deeper layers. Genius optics or a risky flex. Zoom on the symbolism. Yogo Sapphire's veins dating to the 1890s are rare on rare. Cornflower blue like the Atlantic binding to allies. Tiffany's hand nods to mid-century gift lore that melted royal guard. 18 accent diamonds. Micro-etched with milestone dates allegedly charting the story from 1812 and 1941 to a 2025 AI ethics accord. That engraving blends bravado with grace. The Trump card pun hits like scripted poetry. Gemologists float figures past 5 million. No public confirmation as of now. Why Catherine? Briefings paint her as the emotional core of the visit. Private side chats about illness, parenting. Pressure reportedly mirrored by the Trump's own stories. She understands the weight. Melania is said to have told Camilla. So the brooch reads like a salute to shared humanity, elevating Catherine from consort to cornerstone. Reportedly. Ripple effect. Charles fields questions, later calls it a generous emblem of friendship in flight. Behind the curtains, courtiers fret optics cost of living era. Palace budgets under a microscope. Polls on TV tickers flash big approval. Commentators crown Catherine Britain's best export. William posts a family snap brooch on. Caption of gratitude. Representatives have not commented on inner debates, but the public verdict feels warm. Timing equals chef's kiss. Drop the gift at liftoff and own the news cycle. Wheels up to DC. Trump reportedly texts aides, nailed it. Kate's the closer we needed. For Britain, it's validation. Catherine's charm turning into real-world wins. From trade tone to crown-level symbolism. Let that sink in. Craft trail points to New York workshops. A lead Tiffany artisan, Maria Voss, gives a rare quote, stone sourced from a private vault. Facets cut to refract freedom's gaze. Eagle shape inspired by the Great Seal. Softened with flowing wings, a subtle nod to Catherine's love of nature. Engraving needed a steady hand. Trump's flourish adds post-presidential weight. Planned since spring, Voss suggests. Skeptics want paperwork. Supporters say the workmanship talks. This has not been independently verified. Gift logs and archives show precedents. Reagan's porcelain for Diana, Obama's iPod for Elizabeth. But nothing this extra for a non-sovereign. That's the shock. Princes usually get cufflinks in first editions. Monarchs get the showpieces. Catherine getting this vaults her as the monarchy's forward face. Tabs run spreads. Economists link the halo to a pop and Anglo-US tilted names. Charles files it under legacy, comparing in spirit to iconic exchanges of old. For Catherine, its armor battle survived, worn over the heart, reportedly. Later that week at a children's hospice, the brooch is back. Crowds cheer. Chants rise. The gift doesn't close the week. It opens a new chapter where one woman's poise pulls both goodwill and gemstones. Under the sparkle, a softer beat, a country healing alongside its princess. The last few years' joyous births. A brutal illness tempered Catherine into quiet steel. Insiders call the gift moment cathartic. Trump's gravel voice, "You weathered storms most can't," reportedly lands like bomb. Catherine's reply, "Strength is shared, Mr. President. Thank you for seeing it." Only a handful hear it. This has not been independently verified for Charles. Watching his daughter-in-law honor triggers pride and memory. His 2022 ascent under the shadow of Elizabeth's passing makes this feel like a bridge to brighter days. Camilla tells friends later, eyes wet, that it felt like the crown found its sparkle again. William squeezes Catherine's hand. Words lost in applause. Message crystal. Nationwide. Hashtag Kate Strong blooms. Survivors share how her candor helped them through their own nights. Reportedly. But some ask, is the glitter a diversion from tough policy tariffs, tension? Pundits spar on air, yet sentiment skews warm. Reading the brooch is a nod to Catherine's stitching a frayed world. Genius strategy or lucky timing? Pull another thread. Her 2020 for health scare shared with raw honesty humanized the firm. Trump, a media survivor, respects resilience. In a previous call, he allegedly told Charles, "Your girl's got grit." The eagle's wings turn talisman. In palace corridors, the whale's kids peek. George reportedly asks, "Mummy, does it fly?" Laughter softens the room. No public confirmation on that moment, but fans adore the image on the streets. Small protests flare, policy beefs loud, but Catherine's composure lowers the volume. A broadsheet op-ed dubs her the velvet glove on Britain's iron fist. Acceptance turns arguing into talking. Post-visit, Catherine tells a close aide, "It's not the jewels. It's the kindness behind them." That line slips into press packets, humanizing the palace again. Charles, in a rare unguarded video chat with a foreign leader, muses about gratitude for moments that matter. Critics call it sugar. Supporters call it statesmanship. Next engagement, a literacy drive in reading. Kids cluster, tiny hands tracing wings. For dreams that soar, she says, steady voice, bright eyes. In one beat, treasure becomes emblem. Hope pinned to a princess's sleeve. Smart optics or genuine connection? Wider board lights up. Analysts call the week a hinge. Rumored tens of billions in green energy. Cyber coordination. Youth initiatives seeded off Catherine's museum conversation. A senior source says her tone softened views on steel. The brooch is a period at the end of the sentence. Markets twitch. Headlines sprint. No public confirmation on hard figures. Caution noted. Abroad, it dazzles. French coverage swoons over alliance and lights. Observers in Beijing watch, wary. For the crown, its modern mastery. Charles's ecovision meets new muscle. William's environmental prize finds fresh patrons. Catherine glides through scrutiny. Previous snark alchemized into applause. Polls place her sky high. Skeptics gripe about extravagance. Defenders reply, in a gift economy, value begets value. Trump's follow-up line, a piece of American sky. The special relationship climbs, pulls millions of likes. Reportedly. Zoom out. NATO agendas name drop the brooch as a unity symbol. Youth exchanges eye expansion as a Catherine Melania rapport becomes a template. Montana jewelers report export spikes. British designers scout U.S. tie-ups. Charles readies a sustainability forum. Brooch as metaphor. William thanks allies for seeing it with us. Silver lining. Catherine's evolution from style icon to stateswoman. Congrats flooding from women leaders worldwide praising her as diplomacy's diamond. This has not been independently verified. At home, generations align. Boomers reminisce Reagan Diana. Millennials meme the Eagles glow up. Net effect looks exponential. One sapphire sparking alliances brighter than its facets. Back in the Oval, talk shifts to a return gala. A U.S. trip for Charles hovers. The brooch under vault glass. Already legend makes Catherine stand taller. Trump card play with precision. Let that sink in. This piece doesn't just sparkle, it redraws the map. Tradition says sovereigns get the showstoppers. Consorts get frames and first editions. Catherine's coup flips it, equal envoy energy, quietly championed by William. He reportedly pictures her at the UN, eagle flashing. Charles slots the piece beside imperial gems but with a modern mandate, loan it, educate girls. Let the spotlight do work. In a cost-conscious climate with palace repairs under fire, the debate is loud. Critics shoutling over bread. Supporters counter when gifts unlock growth. The return cycles back. No public confirmation on budgets, just the narrative moving. Global mood. Britain shifts from stiff lip to sparkling synergy. Trump's bold flourish dares others to try. Macron muses on French flair next time. For the Wales family, it's reinforcement. George watches his mother meet the moment. Charlotte sketches eagle wings. Louis babbles shiny bird. The imprint feels permanent, a beacon for their reign. Whispering, adapt or fade. Reportedly. Flags wave higher. Even Scotland's sovereignty talk softens around the edges. The firm sits mid-metamorphosis. Catherine the chrysalis queen. The gift, the wings. Fast forward to 2030. Maybe a reciprocal sapphire for a new first lady. Maybe a joint jewel exhibit funding ocean cleanup. Charles as twilight gleams, green gospel gilded by alliance. William takes notes. Leverage love to lead. Catherine Phoenix steadies signals that the best gifts give back. This has not been independently verified, but the arc tracks. One day, the brooch will beam from a vitrine and visitors will gasp, realizing the gamble paid off. Britain's treasure trumped by none. A new course set. An eagle eye on shared horizons. Important. This video discusses public speculation and commentary. These claims are unverified unless otherwise noted. Your turn. Did Catherine just pull the most iconic soft power play of the decade? Or was this a risky PR flex? Sound off below and pick a side.